Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading. I am Ivy Rose with Creatively Ivy Rose Oracle Readings. Now, this is a general reading for all of my Geminis out there, so it may resonate with you, but it may not. But if it does, please like and subscribe, as that'll help me to pick up on all of your energy for future readings. Now, all of the cards that I'm going to be using today are here on my table, but there will also be links in the description below where you can find and purchase each one. And I also offer personal readings, so if anyone is interested, the link to my Etsy will also be below. All right, Gemini, just a few things before we begin. So we have made it into November. Yay, another month. That being said, Thanksgiving is coming up, and I will be going out of town to visit family. So beginning of December readings will be just a little later than I would like. Normally, I try to shoot between the 1st or the 2nd if I'm running a little late with my scheduling. But for this, I'm going to try to get them out towards the end of the first week of December. And I will reiterate all of this in my mid-month check-in, so fear not. So, that also being said, my shop will be temporarily closed and on vacation mode. Probably the week before Thanksgiving, maybe midweek before Thanksgiving, so that I don't overwork myself and I don't, I don't get too overwhelmed with having to pack up and leave and all that kind of stuff. And all of this so that my family can get my full and undivided attention while I am with them, as I don't see them very often. So my suggestion, if you are interested in a reading, go ahead and purchase them now, purchase them early so that I can get them done, because once that date comes, my shop will be closed until beginning of December, sometime within that first couple of weeks, okay? All right, and then lastly, we are going to be using some of my runes today. Very special because my mom gave them to me, so they already had good energy, and now I get to share them all with you. So thank you for coming with me on this journey. It's very experimental as my channel continues to grow and flourish into what it is supposed to become. But if anybody is interested in seeing me introduce more forms of divination in my readings, please comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to share these different forms of divination with you, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started, Gemini. So the first deck that we're going to be using is the Secret Language. Wow, the Secret Language of Animals. The more that I do these readings, the more that I realize how much I cannot talk sometimes. So sorry. But the Secret Language of Animals. So I haven't used this deck very often, and I'm so excited to be using it for these readings. This deck is beautiful. So let's get some beginning messages for Gemini. Spirit and all spirit guides involved for the collective. What do we have for Gemini to start with for their reading? All right. Orangutan, laughter, curiosity, patience, and play. All right, so let's see what we have. Number 40. Number 40. Here we are. Orangutan swings into your life with a clear and simple message to bring more play into your day. Amidst the serious stakes, high pressures, and apparent challenges that may at times circle your life, orangutan brings the glorious ability to rise above tension and stress and gain a different view. A wider view from above, upside down, or from a different angle. Orangutan helps us step back, take a breath, and not take life or ourselves too seriously. There is power in the perspective that climbing above can bring, in being curious instead of critical, asking questions to find a solution instead of seeking to blame, in choosing to see and expect the very best in ourselves and others instead of the worst. Orangutan teaches us to smile and even laugh in the face of adversity, and glide from branch to branch with grace and with ease, instead of clinging to the trunk and fearing a fall, or worse, trusting Trusting enough to play with life will awaken your inner strength and open new pathways where once a door seemed closed. Spend time in physical play this week. Move your body. Wrestle with a friend. Climb a tree or dance with a child. Awaken the part of yourself that sees this life as a great game to be shared and enjoyed by all. Awaken the curiosity of the child within who sees the world as beautiful. Awaken the wise one that knows how best to coax others into play. Swing free and reclaim the power to transcend worlds. It is said that the angels fly because they take themselves lightly. Orangutan welcomes you back into earth flight through the laughter of your spirit and the divine gift of play. So here is a message for you. My soul is bathed in laughter. My heart warmly smiles. My mind and body are at play. Life is a joyous adventure, a gift that I embrace. Let me know if you all can see that. And that is an affirmation I meant to say earlier. Daily affirmation, you can say it to yourself as often as you like. Feel free to pause the video so that you can write that down. So, universe is saying to you, hey, you've been taking life way too seriously, Gemini. Whether that's too much work or being in too much stress energy, it's time to come out of that, to bring yourself out of that. So the inner child in you wants to be awakened more, wants to communicate with you more, and allow you to be more in touch with who you really are through this. When we lose touch with our inner child, a part of us dies, okay? And we never want that part of us to die. We want that part of ourselves to grow and to flourish. And we get so caught up in the 3D world and all of the stresses that the 3D world brings that we forget to communicate with this inner child and to allow ourselves to have fun and remember that life is a play and we're just playing roles. Life is a game and we get to share in that game with others, okay? So universe is calling you to embody the orangutan energy and to allow yourself to look at life not so seriously, not to take life and its problems and ourselves not so seriously, to rise above the stress and look at life in a different way instead of looking at life and seeking blame or expecting the worst or being too critical, to instead look at life through the eyes of a child. Ask questions when you don't know something. Try to be more compassionate and understanding. Allow yourself to be more lighthearted and be curious and allow yourself to see the very best in others and situations and everything that life has to offer. In doing that, you get in touch with that inner child. And again, just looking at life through a child's eyes allows you to see that we convolute more things in our head than what they really are. And when you look at life through the eyes of a child, you realize just how much more simplistic things in life are. And that you don't have to take life so seriously all the time. Especially now. Okay? Alright, so now we are going to move on to our lovely runes. So for those of you who are a little off-put or don't really know what runes entail, it's just a stone or a crystal or a piece of wood, whatever the material is made out of. I like stone because it's more grounding in its energy. And it has a specific symbol on it that will have a message tied into it that you are supposed to hear at this time. And from what I understand, they coincide with the cards very, very well. So I really enjoy using these and I'm excited to use them for you. Now they do also have reversal meanings, but fear not. Reversal meanings does not mean bad omens, bad energy, any of that kind of negative stuff, okay? Because remember, we don't do negative stuff here. So all it is, it's to serve as the universe saying, hey, there's a blockage or there's something that needs to be changed or transcended in order for you to move more swiftly through your journey so that you can figure out what that is and allow yourself to do just that. Okay? Do this very similarly to the way that I pick cards, although I can't let them fly out the way that the cards do because they're stone. I close my eyes and I shuffle, and when the timing feels right, I go ahead and pick a rune. All right. And I think that either way it's going to be upright. So let's go ahead and see what this rune is and what it means. Sorry, that was a little hard, runes. I didn't mean it. Harvest. Let's see. Year, harvest, a fruitful part of the year. Ooh, exciting. All right, page 117. Let's see what we have. Here we go. Jera. And I have been saying this in all of my other readings. If I pronounce something incorrectly, I apologize, and please correct me in the comments. Don't let your girl be out here looking stupid. Please correct me. I am always up for corrections and any positive feedback, and anything around those lines that is not negative. Okay? All right, Gemini, let's see what we have. A rune of beneficial outcomes. Jera applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware, however, that no quick results can be expected. A span of time is usually involved, hence the key words 1 year, symbolizing a full cycle before the reaping, the harvest, or deliverance. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed. Now you must cultivate with care. To those whose labor has a long season, a long coming to term, Jera offers encouragement of success. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of providence and continue to persevere. Remember the old story about the farmer who was so eager to assist his crops that he went out at night and tugged on the new shoots. There is no way to push the river. Equally, you cannot hasten the harvest. Be mindful that patience is essential for the recognition of your own process, which is in its season, leads to the harvest of the self. Wow. So, universe is saying to give yourself time. Give yourself time, compassion, love, understanding as you are moving and redirecting these energies. Okay? Remember that harvests do not happen fast. Normally they take a specific amount of a cycle in order to complete and in order for you to reap the rewards that you have sown. And the same thing applies to you, Gemini, okay? Moving through this journey and allowing yourself to embody this energy and move into this energy and other energies moving forward, and just through your journey in general, you have got to have patience with yourself. You have got to allow yourself the grace and the time that it is going to take in order to get to these energies, in order to get here, and in order to get to where you would like to be, okay? Don't be so hard on yourself right now. That's why universe is saying, hey, it's time to embody this energy and not take life so seriously. Because that inner child within you is still growing. You are still learning. We are all children of the universe. No matter how old we are still children, okay? We are always growing, we're always changing, we're always developing from the day that we are born to the day that we die. I will never stop saying this in my readings, okay? So knowing that, the same energy that you would give an actual child, the same patience, the same love, the same compassion, the same understanding. Why is it that we do these things for children, but we don't treat ourselves the same when it comes to nourishing ourselves? Ask yourself that, Gemini. Seriously. Because that's a big thing. We should be treating ourselves and our inner child the same way that we would treat an actual tangible child human being. Okay? So remember to have patience with yourself. Remember to love yourself going through these and embodying these new energies that you are about to embody. Okay? All is well. You are safe. But you cannot expect it to happen overnight. It will happen when it is supposed to happen. You will know when these things are supposed to happen and things are supposed to flourish. And even if you don't know, just have faith in the universe that it will happen in the correct timing. Don't rush it. Give yourself the time. Give yourself the grace. Give yourself the love and the compassion. Embody this more lighthearted energy through that. Okay? That is what the universe is calling you to do right now. All right? And lastly, we have messages from Spirit to go ahead and close out this reading. So let's go ahead and get some last thoughts, words of wisdom, advice for Gemini. What do you have for Gemini? Anything else for Gemini? Any other last thoughts, words of wisdom? All right. Let's see what we have. Bottom of the deck, the person in your thoughts is so grateful to have you in their life. You are a gift to them, their heart's treasure. So I have no idea who that is for you. It does not have to be romantic. It can be completely platonic. But there's somebody in your life that, of course, I'm not going to elaborate on this one a whole lot, so take it how it resonates, but there is somebody in your life that really cherishes you and that wants to help you move through this. Okay? That's where I'm going to stop with that one. Acknowledge and learn from the past. All right, so universe is calling you to not delve into the past so much that is where you live. That is where your heart lives, because that's where it becomes unhealthy. But acknowledge and learn from your past so that you can better move on in this present moment and have a better future. There's not a whole lot of elaborating I can do with that one because it's pretty self-explanatory, but instead of being so caught up in the past that it keeps you from moving forward and it stops you from moving into these energies, use that to your advantage. Look at the lessons that come from your past experiences and say, how can I take that? How can I take those lessons and apply them to my present and then further apply them into my future? Okay? If you don't leave on your own, the universe will throw you out. So I'm not getting any specifics with this one. It could be a situation, it could be a person that you were dealing with. Maybe not the person that, I was talking about at the bottom of that deck, but I'm being called to say that it's more of taking yourself, leaving that old energy behind in order to move into this new lighthearted energy that we have here. Okay? So if you don't leave this situation, this energy on your own, the universe will take you out of it itself. Okay? But that's not necessarily a bad thing either. Sometimes we lack the courage. Everybody has gone through this where they're afraid to leave somebody or a situation or a specific thing because they feel like their whole life is going to change and it's not going to be the same and things are going to shift too much. But that's what that is for. That is exactly what that is for. And the universe wants you to get more comfortable in that energy. That's why that lighthearted energy is being called to be embodied, because the more lighthearted you are and the more that you look at things from a different perspective and you listen to that inner child, the easier that it's going to be to want to move out of these energies on your own. Okay? So just remember that moving forward. And lastly, the universe is communicating with you through signs and synchronicities. Note what you're doing or thinking about when they appear. So, another pretty self-explanatory one, but I'm going to elaborate just a little bit. So, the universe is doing its best to communicate with you. To communicate with you, whether it be through this, getting rid of this energy and pulling you out of it, or through signs, through synchronicities, through voices that you might hear, not being crazy or anything, but, like if you're a channeler like I am, you might hear a word or a phrase being spoken to you or something. You might get it in a dream or whatever the case. But the universe is trying to communicate with you. It is trying to help you to move through this and is trying to give you new avenues to look towards and to look down, and is trying to help you gain this clarity. But you've got to be willing to not only be open enough with yourself to receive these energies, but open yourself up to the universe and the energies as a whole in order to receive these messages and these signs and synchronicities. Because all that is doing is the universe saying, hey, here are some different things that you might not have seen through your perspective and your point of view, and here are the things here's the clarity, and here are the answers that I'm trying to give you through this. Okay? Like for me, for instance, I'll see a number pattern on the clock, like 333, 444, 555, 111, 222, whatever it is. And I have to recall what I was thinking about during the moment when I saw that, and I'll look up an article about what that number pattern means, and sometimes it's able to give me more clarity on the thing that I was thinking about, okay? So you can do that. You can write something down in a dream journal about a dream, or, write in a journal your thoughts, epiphanies, whatever, because these are things that you might be able to come back to later when you are on this journey of embodying these new energies, and something clicks and you're like, oh, wait, I did have an answer for this, or I did have a little epiphany about where to go next or how to look at the situation. Let me go back to this book. And let me go back to what I wrote, or back to these memories, and really delve into that so that I can figure out how to better traverse through this part of my life. Pay attention to those things and allow these messages to come forward, because all the universe is doing through doing these things and helping you to embody this energy, the universe is just trying to help you. Allow it to help you, and allow it to help you move into this better energy during this month of November. Okay? All right, Gemini, that is what I have for you for the beginning of November, and I will see you all again for our mid-month check-in, okay? Bye-bye!